to all the games on Friday night. The first game is the San Antonio Spurs beating the Cleveland Cavaliers. It doesn't really matter who Spurs got on their roster. They just keep winning. DeRozan came back after personal reasons. Really good game from him again. 20.7 assists, just good efficiency everywhere. This season he's 33rd ranked player, averaging 20 points and 7 assists, and on 50% shooting and 88% from the free throw line. Just really good stuff. And he's going to the line 6.8 times a night. Shooting 88%. Wow, they're just super efficient. Maybe his best career year, efficiency-wise, for DeRozan, that's for sure. Over the years, he's been like a top 50 guy pretty consistently. But he was never this good efficiency-wise. And 7.3 assists, that's also got to be a career high. He's being undervalued quite a bit on the Spurs. He's, at least in fantasy world, he's putting up really nice numbers. And 7.3 assists, only 1.7 turnovers. It's got to be one of the best assist to turnover ratio guys out there. I'm interested to see how many turnovers does Chris Paul have. Chris Paul, 8.7 assists and 2.4 turnovers. Okay. Chris Paul is also very elite assist to turnover ratio. Also having a great year. Keldon Johnson, 39 minutes, 5 personal fouls. And it doesn't matter, still play 39 minutes, 23 points, really had it going. Most importantly, 21 rebounds. And it's not like just grabbing those empty rebounds. Out of the 21 rebounds, 11 of them is offensive. So it's really him out there grabbing rebound. A steal and 2 blocks. If he gets dropped, sure. But this level of stat he was putting up really wasn't that exciting. In the beginning of the season, he was great, putting up top 50 values, and I thought maybe it's possible he can sustain this all season. But mainly the defensive stats fall off. On the season, let's take a look. Keldon. Yeah, on the season, he's averaging only 0.7 steals and 0.6 blocks. We know he's not going to be a high-scoring guy. 14 points is good. 6.6 rebound is good. Just thought he would be more efficient and more defensive stats. He hasn't been doing that. So if he's out there on the waiver wire, you want to pick him up. I don't hate it. As long as he's playing 30 minutes. Jakob Poeltl also a must roster guy. 5 personal fouls, so the minutes is a bit low. If he plays 35 minutes, who knows? He might get 14 points and 15 rebounds. Take some of the rebound from Keldon. Otherwise, great game. 1 steal and 2 blocks. Really scary. If you're pounding free throws, he's so good. He's really bad free throw shooter, but he doesn't get to the line all that often. So you don't have to pound free throw if you own him. Should be like I think rest of the season could be a top 60 guy, depending on how many blocks he gets. If he can average 2 blocks, yeah, he could be a top 60 guy. Derrick White, 35 minutes. He is also another must roster guy. 17 points, 7 for 7, but mainly you want to see him getting those defensive stats. Moran, 22 points, 6 rebounds is nice, but I just want to see him get more assists and more defense. This is what Moran does, right? Getting the rebound, getting the assist, and getting the defensive stats. But for the season, pretty disappointing, I would say. 1.5 steals. I just want to see him get more. 82% free throw is nice. I think that's big improvement, and only averaging 1.7 turnovers as well. The Spurs guys, they're just so efficient. They don't turn the ball over. Playing under Popovich. Interesting to see what happens if guys like Russell Westbrook plays for Popovich. How many turnovers is he gonna get? On the Cleveland Cavaliers side, Isaiah Okoro, yeah, don't even stream him at this point. Larry Nance Jr. is a must roster. Well, he's being in and out of the lineup, and I don't think Kevin Love is gonna. The word is like he has to share minutes with Kevin Love at the power forward position. That doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Kevin Love just gets hurt. This is what he does. 34 minutes for Larry Nance, 3 steals and a block. He is ranked. Yeah, Larry, 60th ranked player in category leagues, but his value is mainly going to depend on how many steals he's going to get. His ranking could move up 50 spots, depending on is he going to average 1 steal or 2.5 steals on a week-to-week basis. For the season, averaging 1.8, I think it's a bit too high. Could be a 1.5 steals guy. And given the minutes, sure, have to roster him. Jared Allen, also pretty good game. A good bounce back game. 15 points, 11 rebound, 2 blocks. He can average 10 rebound and 2 blocks for the rest of the season. Conor Sexton and Darius Garland, those two guards, identical stats almost. Although Darius Garland obviously put up the better line here. 8 assists, 29 points. 1 steal, 11 for 11 from the free throw. And just the rebound is pretty low for Darius Garland. You want to see him getting at least, average 3 for rebound. Same thing with the Conor Sexton. You want to see him getting more assists. Although this season he's averaging over 4 assists, so that's pretty good for him. Last season he just 20 points and nothing else. This season really good. Made huge improvements. Although in category leagues his ranking is pretty bad, just giving you 23, 24 points and nothing else. Pretty much. The next game, wow, it's rough for the Celtics. What is going on with this Celtics team? Yeah, eighth in the Eastern Conference. At least they should be better than the Knicks. Buddy Hield, great game. Although Kings is also a young team that's struggling pretty hard, 12th ranked in the Western Conference. If they go on a hot stretch, who knows? They can squeeze into the playoffs. Buddy Hield, that's why you don't drop him, right? 22 points, but made 6 threes. So you don't really ever. I think I talked about this a couple of times. The difference between him and like a Bogdanovic, although he's better than Bogdanovic even in the points category, but the biggest difference is Buddy Hield making 4 threes a game. 4 threes. That's like top 5 in the NBA, so you don't really ever drop that. And on the season, he's 83rd ranked player. As bad as he been playing, shooting under 40%, 39% on the season. So if his shooting improve, he can average 18 to 19 points, making 4 threes, but nothing else. We know that. But he's such a big boost, give you such a big boost from threes. 22 points, great line. Harrison Barnes, great. 15 and 13, continues to be great. Richaun Holmes, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 11 rebounds, and 25 points. Just really destroyed the Celtics inside the paint. Tyrese Halliburton, 1 for 6 looks really bad. But in category leagues, this is what he can do, the 5 rebound. This is when the guy is a fantasy monster, right? 4 points, bad shooting night, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Good stuff from Tyrese Halliburton. De'Aaron Fox, also great. And his value is very, very volatile, like a Russell Westbrook, mini Russell Westbrook, because his free throws, he could shoot 50% on 12 attempts one game, and then the next game shoot 80%. So good game from him. 2 steals is also good. I thought Bielisa going to get some minutes with Marvin Bagley out. Marvin Bagley is going to be out for a while. So maybe Harrison Barnes just playing more minutes. Good news for Harrison Barnes. Whiteside also gets playing the backup center to Richaun Holmes, 16 minutes. If he plays 16 to 20 minutes, he's worth streaming at least streaming, because he could go off, get 5 blocks in 20 minutes. 2 blocks here, 6 rebounds. I would definitely consider stream this guy. On the Celtics side, Jaylen Brown, great. Bad efficiency, but if Jaylen can do the other stuff, the rebound, the assist, the steals and block. Good game from Jaylen Brown, at least from a fantasy perspective. Not so much for Jason Tatum. Maybe it's another buy low. I think Tatum should be better than Paul George on a per game basis, and a healthier one as well, in my opinion. 15 points is just pretty bad. Empty line, no defensive stats. Daniel Theis and Robert Williams, they splitting the center minutes. Daniel Theis, great, but Robert Williams is better. Both guys, Daniel Theis is worth streaming. Robert Williams is a must roster guy. 12 and 8, 2 blocks. I still have my doubts with this guy. I think if Tristan Thompson is out due to safety protocol, if he comes back and play 14 minutes, that's gonna take 5 minutes away from Robert Williams. And if the guy, we know what this guy can do on a permanent basis, given 20 minutes. But if he's gonna get 16, 17 minutes a night, I don't know. It's just the blocks at that point. And he was a -6. So I don't know if he's contributing to winning. Last game the Celtics got the win, and his plus minus was also pretty bad. So I don't know. I think Brad Stevens at this point is getting a little bit desperate, just trying to, play some of the young guys, especially the Robert Williams. The stats look good. Is he contributing to winning? We don't know. If he is, I would feel much better holding on to this guy. Not losing minutes later on. We don't know. You obviously hold. I would still. This is a sell high situation for me. But again, this guy has a top 10 upside. If he can block shots like a Miles Turner, then yeah, he could be a top 15 player. And more efficient and grab more rebounds than Miles Turner probably. So you hold on to him. Let's go on to the next game. The Pacers just destroyed the Miami Heat. The Pacers, this game, just a Holiday, only 28 minutes. Hit 5 threes and a steal. This is a guy that can hit 2.5 threes and 1.5 steals. So no turnovers. It's a guy I want to roster. In category leagues, sure, his stats don't look sexy at all. But in category leagues, pretty good. Sabonis only 20 minutes due to blowout. 13, great game before the game. Only played 28 minutes. Miles Turner 21 minutes. Doesn't really matter. Had 5 personal fouls. 5 block shots. Continues to be great. His rankings was, falling off quite a bit because the block numbers is, still blocking 3.4 shots. Robert Williams given 30 minutes, who knows? He could block 3 shots. And Robert Williams actually is a more efficient guy. Because Miles Turner take a lot of threes. Only 48%. So realistically, Robert Williams, given the opportunity, his upside is higher than Miles Turner's. So that just tells you how scary Robert Williams is. It just, I don't know if he's contributing to winning basketball at the minutes is an issue. Caris LeVert, 33 minutes, bad efficiency, 7 assists is really, really good. Is he going to get more assists than Malcolm Brogdon? Malcolm Brogdon's assist has been down. And this game, no steals either. 27 points is nice, but hey, you want to see him get the assists and the steals. This is what Malcolm Brogdon should at least average 6 assists. The past 3-4 games that I noticed, Brogdon's assist numbers has dipped quite a bit. Maybe it's a worry that Caris LeVert coming back is doing a lot of facilitating, so the assist for Brogdon is coming down a bit. And also, I know why this game specifically, because TJ McConnell had 15 assists. Yeah, he was a team best, plus 26. So he's contributing to winning basketball. Is he going to get 29 minutes every single night? He was falling off quite a bit. I think this is a good sell high for TJ McConnell. If you can package him and another guy, I would do it. I just think this level of production is not going to sustain. And if LeVert is still out, I would say hold. With LeVert coming back, I just worry his minutes going to be up and down. This is the worry with him. We know if he plays, he's leading the league in steals almost, right? So that's why I said after the 2 bad games, don't drop him yet. He could still pop off. Wow. Jimmy Butler is leading the league, and then TJ McConnell, and then Larry Nance Jr. leading the league in steals. So you don't really drop guys like this, I think, even though the minutes was pretty low the past 2 games. On the Miami Heat side, Jimmy Butler still okay, good numbers, I think. Efficient everywhere, only took 10 shots, but he was a minus 26. Remains to be a sell high. If I get Karl Anthony Towns, I would absolutely do it. Kelly Olynyk really struggled, but 6 rebounds, 2 steals and a block, still a hold to me. Bam, only 26 minutes. Still in a block, efficient everywhere. Great game from Bam. Duncan Robinson, yeah. That's why I don't roster this guy. Only streaming for the threes. Kendrick Nunn, come on. They're still, I don't know why they're still starting him. Playing him 80 minutes, gotta drop him. Goran Dragic and Tyler Hero, those guys are fringe 12 teams in category leagues. They are not, they're not justified. So none of them is a must roster guy. Tyler Hero on the season is 157th ranked player. Doesn't have that one category that's remotely that good. Goran Dragic is ranked outside of 200. So stream them, don't roster them full time. And Trevor Ariza, good to see him making a comeback in the NBA. Played 6 minutes, did nothing else. But this guy, given 30 minutes, I don't know. Maybe he still got it. Over the years, he's like Justin Holiday this year. Hit threes and get steals. And almost no turnover. So, yeah. Those two categories alone really help his value. The next game is the Nets. Finally lost the game to the Orlando Magic. Just a bad night for a lot of the Nets guys. Joe Harris, 5 for 15. It could be a streamer. That's it to me, in my opinion. Jeff Green started high minutes, didn't do anything this game. DeAndre Jordan, and I want to keep my eyes on Nicholas Claxton. Another guy like Robert Williams, young and raw, come in, play 20 minutes, can give you a bunch of defensive stats, block a lot of shots. He did that, a steal and a block. But I just think young guys like that, they're not gonna play 30 minutes just because. First of all, if they play 30 minutes, they're going to be in foul trouble a lot. And, they're just high energy guys that block a lot of shots and grab rebounds. They even if they play 30 minutes, they might run out of gas. Play 30 minutes. But it's worth streaming. DeAndre Jordan basically splitting the minutes. DeAndre Jordan, not a must roster guy. Pretty good here. 1 steal and a block, 6 rebounds. Kyrie went off this game. Where is Kyrie's ranking? 8th ranked player, shooting 52.5% on the season, 88% from the free throw line. Yeah, I want to say, I mean, he could for the rest of the season, he could just shoot over 50%. I trust Kyrie. He's not Paul George or Zach LaVine. I trust Kyrie to be super efficient. The problem with him is with Harden, he is not getting those assists, and this year his steal numbers is also pretty low, 1.1 steals. Blocking 0.6 shots is really nice. Still for the season averaging 5.7 assists, so that's not too bad. You just want to see him getting more, doing the other stuff a little bit more, but can't really blame him when he's putting up this level of stats. We're just nitpicking here, like what he needs to do to be a top 3 or top 4, just getting more assists and more defensive stats, more steals. James Harden had one of his worst games of the season. As a net, 4 for 15, bad efficiency everywhere. Maybe it's just a bad game. Still, the 9 assists and 2 steals good. If he can, on the season, he's already the 4th ranked player, despite averaging 4.3 turnovers, and I think 1.2 steals is a bit low for him. On the Orlando Magic side, everybody went off. It's a sell high for Aaron Gordon. It's a sell high for Evan Fournier. Package them, sell high 1-for-1 could be tough because the guys will be like, this is obviously sell, buy high for them. So you want to package them for, package them with the top 60 guy to get a top 40 guy. I think these kind of trades make sense, especially if their lineup is a big thing. Need some depth. Or a team that's really need to make the playoffs. Aaron Gordon, I believe he was questionable coming in. 14 for 20, took 20 shots, 38 points. Is that a career high? Yeah, I think that might be a career high. A sell high, no worries. And that's probably just very lack effort on defense as they always do on this game. Evan Fournier also 10 for 13, just unsustainable shooting, 70% for both of them. And honestly, both guys are they're a headache to them. They're in and out of the lineup, getting hurt a lot. And Magic, they have nothing to play for. Vucevic, 38 points, great stuff. With guys coming back, he had 8 assists as well, 2 steals and a block. Continues to be crazy good. Let's go on to the next game, the Jazz. Barely beating the Raptors, but the Raptors, they are... I worry on the Raptors. I do worry about Kyle Lowry. What happens if they're out of the playoffs? Right now, they are like 3 games out of the playoffs. If they go on a losing streak, 6-7 games out of the playoffs, are they really going to run Kyle Lowry down to the ground? I don't know. It's good for Chris Boucher, though. Young guys on the Raptors. On the Jazz, Bogdanovic... gotta drop him. Royce O'Neal, Ignore the points, 2 threes, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, a steal and a block. Good stuff on Royce O'Neal. Rudy Gobert also. Huge game, 15, 16, and 2 blocks. Donovan Mitchell, the steals and the assists. Really getting the steals. I thought the steals is not coming back for him this season. But he definitely proved me wrong, averaging 1.1 steals. But if you ignore the first month or so, he's probably averaging 1.3 steals, which is good for Donovan. 63rd ranked player. If he can get a bit more steals, could be a top 50 guy. Really, really improved. And 15 for really, really good from free throw line as well. 15 for 16. Mike Conley came back, played 32 minutes. Pretty good game. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and a block. Really bad from the free throw line, but it's just one bad night. And Joe Ingles continued to be great. The minutes is the most important thing. 33 minutes. He can hit threes. He can give you assists. Nothing else at this point. But if he can get 30 minutes, he could give you 5 assists, which is hard. Assists is hard to find on the waiver wire, and coming from the forward position is even harder. So if you need assists, I don't mind. Can give you some assists and rebound and a little bit threes. Yeah, I like Joe Ingles. Jordan Clarkson has been struggling. I don't think you should drop him yet. It's 2 bad games in a row. Maybe don't drop him. I think he should have value the rest of the way. It's just Joe Ingles been playing so well lately that eating into Jordan Clarkson's minutes just a little bit. On the Raptors side, Norman Powell, with all the guys back at this point, he still got his 37 minutes. I think his minutes is pretty secure at this point, but the usage is not going to be that high moving forward. He should still give you 17, 18 points, maybe 2.5 threes, and nothing else. Over here, this game, a steal and a block, good game for him. OG, finally, 4 steals. His main value is gonna come from his steals. Can he be a two steals guy for the rest of the season? I doubt it, but it's possible. I mean, he could comfortably average 1.7, I think. So his value is gonna be depend on the steal numbers, which is high variance. But he's got a pretty secure role on this team. He's breaking out this year for sure. In fantasy, at least. Siakam, bad efficiency, 9 assists is really, really good. 27 points. Good to see him. To see all the guys coming back. And Chris Boucher got 20 minutes. This is the worry with Chris Boucher. Just don't know what Nick Nurse is gonna do with him. 20 minutes, he still blocked 2 shots, so that's still good. You don't ever drop this guy, obviously. Kyle Lowry, 8 assists, 14 points, and Fred VanVleet, 17, 9, and 2. Just looks like their averages for those 2 guys. And let's go on to the next game. This is between the 2 tanking teams. Detroit, Saddiq Bey, another great game. If you want to pick him up, sure. But I don't think the level of stat he's providing. He's like a Norman Powell. If he's having a great game, it's mainly the points and the efficiency. He doesn't do a lot in the other areas. 2 steals here is really nice, but he doesn't do all that much in the other areas. So I don't like this guy. The upside, I think, is limited because he doesn't get a lot of steals, blocks, or assists. Jeremy Grant, 18 points. Again, struggle from the field. 21 shot attempts, only 18 points. I think it's a buy low. He's the number 1 guy on this team. On a bad team, it's a buy low, in my opinion. Mason Plumlee, only 21 minutes. While Isaiah Stewart, I think if you want to take a fly on Isaiah Stewart, this is the time. 25 minutes here, and I think it's happening. The minutes is slowly going to Isaiah Stewart's favor. And Mason Plumlee, sell him while you can. Package him and another guy. Sell him before the clock is ticking. Delon Wright, 1 for 6, only 28 minutes, but still put up really good line. 8 assists and 2 steals for Delon. But this game, Dennis Smith Jr. came back, and now at this point they got 4 guards. Right, Delon Wright, Frank Jackson, Josh Jackson, Dennis Smith Jr. And they're sharing the guards' minutes. So Delon Wright is not gonna get 35 minutes like he was. He's still a hold, but I think the sell high window is closed. Frank Jackson, great game, 23 points, Nothing else. But yeah, he wasn't even playing. Now the past 2 games, getting the huge minutes, putting up stats. But I don't think I like this guy all that much. Josh Jackson. If you don't care about the free throw, I think he's a pickup. Really getting a lot of defensive stats. A steal and a block, 15 points, good enough for me. And Isaiah Stewart, yeah, you gotta take a look at him. And on the Rocket side, yes, the big news is not the big news, but with John Wall and Oladipo came back, Kevin Porter Jr. did not start, and he left the game. He got hurt in the first half, just never came back. In the 10 minutes he played, didn't really do anything. You don't drop Kevin Porter Jr. obviously. We're a week out of the trade deadline, and Oladipo might get moved. And John Wall, I mean, they're a tanking team. Why play Oladipo and John Wall, right? So I think Kevin Porter Jr. is gonna, as long as he's healthy, he's gonna. Him and Christian Wood going to have huge opportunities down the stretch. I would hold on to them for sure. Same thing with I think Kenyon Martin Jr. Only 20 minutes here. I think if you are in a comfortable spot, I would hold on to him as well. Yeah, but both guys play pretty bad, and we don't know how long Kevin Porter Jr. is going to be out. John Wall came back, played great. 21 points, 7 assists, 6 turnovers, bad from the free throw line. If you can sell him for any top 80 or 90 guy, package him and another guy, because his per game stats look pretty good. At least counting stats wise. But just missing so many games. Same thing with Oladipo. Per game basis look good, great, but just missing so many games. Christian Wood only 27 minutes. I don't know if he's still on a minute restriction, but this is what Christian Wood can do. He can average 20 and 10 and give you 1.5 blocks to 2 and hit threes and be efficient everywhere. Good game from him as well. Jason Tate. Yeah, the defensive stats is coming for Jason. 4 steals and a block. I think the packing order in terms of fantasy value is for the Rocket young guys. It's Kevin Porter. I think it's given the minutes. I think Kenyon Martin Jr. is better than Jason Tate, and then Jason Tate, and then Daniel House. Daniel House played the high minutes here, but unless he can get a bunch of defensive stats, his value is gonna be quite limited. He's not gonna score a lot of points. He can hit some threes, mainly. Okay, let's go on to the next game. The Warriors, without Curry, got the win over the Grizzlies. What a game from Andrew Wiggins. 24 shots, 4 steals, 40 points. Again, bad from the free throw line. Wiggins. We don't know how, still ranked this season, ranked 106. Ranked player. Really good game here. You hold. I don't think you can sell high off this one game. Nobody is that. We know Curry is out. We don't know how long he's gonna be out. With Curry out, I think Jordan Poole is a stream. He's starting in place of Curry, 25 points, but mainly just the points and the threes, nothing else. Kevon Looney got his 20 minutes, but most nights he's playing 15. A really good game here actually. 3 steals and block, but not interesting. Draymond. 2 points. He averaged like 10 points last week, going back to his old comfort zone, score below 5 points. But the rest of the line looks fine. If your team is punting points, you gotta get Draymond Green. You gotta pay expensive to get Draymond Green as well. I don't really care. 11 rebounds, 13 assists, a steal and 2 blocks. Continues to be a monster, other than the points and the efficiency and the threes. Kelly Oubre Jr. just bad. One steal and 2 blocks, nothing else. But should still be a top 80, 90 guy due to the defensive stats. On the Grizzlies side, it's rough for Dillon Brooks. 5 personal fouls. 3 steals is nice. This is the only reason, I would still hold on to him. Because without the steals, he's really just give you average 14, 15 points on really bad efficiency. You can do so much better. Just streaming the spot. But because he's averaging 1.3, 1.4 steals and even 0.5 blocks, that's the reason I'm holding on to him. Minutes is also low due to foul trouble. Kyle Anderson, not exciting. And the minutes is also low for him. Valanciunas, this is a blowout, so everybody's minutes also low again. Valanciunas 16 rebounding, 25 minutes, great. A block, 10 points, good game from him. And Grayson Allen just keep starting in place of Desmond Bain or DeAnthony Melton, all those guys. He really, given the minutes he had, he's the worst fantasy player out of the bunch. Right? There's so many fantasy monsters on the Grizzlies team. Moran, also 14 points, nothing else. Bad from the free throw line. Whenever Ja has a great game, I would try to move him. Package him and another guy for a really good top 30 or 40 guy. He does have name value. He gets drafted early in the fantasy, usually in most of the leagues. So sell high based on the name value and the draft position. DeAnthony Melton and Brandon Clark, both guys good put up stats. DeAnthony Melton 23 minutes, just not enough minutes to, definitely streaming for sure. 9 rebound and a steal, 9 points is good, but just the minutes is always capped. Brandon Clark also 22 minutes. Pretty boring. Let's go on to the next game. We got 3 more games. The Bulls. Losing this game. They had it in the bag, but they lost. The game went to overtime. Jamal Murray hit a ridiculous 3 to go to the overtime. Patrick Williams is not a must roster. This is why. The minutes is up and down. His production is up and down. So why roster him? You can't stream him. Lauri Markkanen, 29 minutes, just bad. 10 points. Really, really bad, disappointing, I think. A lot of the guys, held him, put him in the RR for so long, and he's giving this level of production. It's disappointing, but I think if you're going to drop him, right, I don't think you want to drop him. You're not going to get another guy who can play 30 minutes and give you consistent 17, 18 minutes from the power forward position. But the stats he give you is mainly the points and the threes, and a little bit rebound, nothing else. Thaddeus Young continues to be, where are his rankings? 50th ranked player. This is Trae Young. Thaddeus Young 71st. Yeah, there's no way that's high. But on a per game basis, he's better than the prime Thaddeus Young that we know. 70% from the field, 5 for 7, 6 assists, 1 steal, 10 rebound. You hold on to him. I thought Lauri Markkanen and Wendell Carter is coming back. Thaddeus are going to play 20 minutes. But that's not the case. He's contributing to winning, and he deserved the minutes. So you hold on to him. Hold on to him tight. Zach LaVine, another great game. 32 points. Nothing else. Good efficiency again. Yeah, this guy so good. 15th ranked player. Yeah. I thought Kyrie is ridiculous. He is shooting 53%. Zach LaVine, 53% from the field. I don't know. He's been doing it over half of the season. He played 40 games. What else can you do? He's gonna be at that level. If he can shoot 50%, sure, he can be a top 15 guy. No worries. Satoransky, 31. The minutes is there, so okay game, can give you 5 assists. Yeah, you hold on to him. But the situation, with Wendell Carter Jr., Thaddeus Young, Thomas Satoransky, and Kobe White, this situation is ongoing. So I think whenever a guy, especially if Satoransky and Thaddeus Young, you can sell high on them, I would, because there's also the risk that when we get to the end of the season, they're going to lose minutes. So anytime those guys pop off, package them and another guy to get a guy that's 20 spots better in the rankings. I believe that, because this is an ongoing situation. We don't know because it's very likely, once they're out of the playoffs, they start tanking, and then they unleash Wendell Carter Jr. as Kobe White, right? So we'll see. Otto Porter Jr. went off this game, but I would not roster him. His minutes is very up and down. Wendell Carter Jr. I think both Wendell and Kobe, if you really need some productions right now, you're way better off just streaming the spot. Right? Yeah. But just be careful who you pick up. If you're gonna stream, do it right. If you're in a comfortable spot, I wouldn't hate roster. I think Kobe White is better than Wendell Carter Jr. But I wouldn't hate just roster Wendell Carter Jr. because it's just hard in fantasy get a center. The center position is pretty thin. He played 23 minutes for Wendell Carter Jr. 6 rebounds and 5 assists is really nice. Obviously really bad from the free throw. And Kobe White, he still ended up playing 28 minutes. This game went to overtime, but with 33 minutes, he was like ranked outside of 150. So I'll be okay moving on from him, to be honest. The upside is always there. He's just not doing it this season. On the Denver Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. is great. 19 points. I wouldn't be surprised he can average 20 points the rest of the season. The minutes is high, 42 minutes in overtime. Even with overtime, 42 minutes is great. So we know this guy can put up stats. Super efficient. Can average 20 points and 9-10 rebounds. No worries. And we know he doesn't turn the ball over either. So, I think for the rest of the season, Michael Porter Jr. could be a top 30, top 40 guy pretty comfortably. Paul Millsap started. He's washed at this point, 18 minutes. Jokic continues to just putting up ridiculous stat line. 60% shooting. Bad from the free throw line. Who cares? 15 rebound, 9 assists, 2 steals and a block. It's 34 points. Will Barton, the minutes is high. You got to roster this guy. He didn't really play well this game. Bad efficient everywhere. 1 for 8 from the 3. If he hit like 3 threes, 37%, he would have 22 points. But you gotta roster him. He's been getting a lot of the minutes. Jamal Murray, another great game. 34. I think Jamal Murray is a sell high in my opinion. 34 points. If you can get a top 30 or 40 guy back for Jamal Murray, I would absolutely do it. And Campazzo, with Monty Morris out, he's been getting a lot of minutes. He's like a TJ McConnell, can give you a bunch of assists and some steals. If you need those, you can stream him until Monty Morris come back. Let's go to the next game. We got 2 more games. Oh yeah, Minnesota and Phoenix, they just play back to back. The Suns got the revenge. Timberwolves, Cat only took 12 shots again. I don't know. This is the only thing that's holding him back is, rookie was playing. Why don't you try to facilitate Cat a little bit more? I don't know. Either way, continue to put up okay stats. This is the bad game for Karl Anthony Towns. 24 and 9. But he's a pretty much 8 category monster. Other than the assist, a block, 3 threes, good efficiency everywhere. 75% from the free throw. He's a 80% plus free throw shooter as a center. So good game for him. Jaina McDaniel's got 28 minutes. The guy does have upset because he can block a bunch of shots. Didn't do it here. I'm not gonna rush and grab any of the Timberwolves guys. I think D'Lo and Malik Beasley gonna come back soon. So some of those guys' value is gonna dip, like Anthony Edwards. If you can sell Anthony Edwards, I would absolutely do it. 10 rebound, a steal and a block, 6 assists. The counting stat look great, but just super inefficient. And those guys are gonna come back, eating into his usage. Same thing with Ricky Rubio. 21 points and 10 assists. Try to sell high. Gotta sell this guy before all those guys, Timberwolves guys, come back. Okay. And on the Suns, Mikhail Bridges, another great game for him. 6 rebound, and just continue to be crazy good from the field. 48th ranked player. He could be a top 50 guy rest of the way if he can really increase his steal numbers. 3 steals here is a great sign. Honestly, he should be a 1.3, 1.4 steals guy on average with the high minutes. Jay Crowder, okay game. Ayton, maybe a buy low. Throw a top 100 guy at him. On the season, where's Ayton at? 70th ranked player. So disappointing. Other than the 11 rebound and 60% field goal, everything else is pretty much negative. Maybe not the points, but the threes, he's not making any threes. He's not getting any steals. 0.4 steals is also low for him. 52% from the free throw line. Going to the line 1.4 times. Oh, sorry, that's Thaddeus Young. Going to the line 2.5 times on 74% shooting. That just tells you like how passive he has been. 2.5 attempts at the free throw line. Yeah. Devin Booker struggled from the field, but 5 assists, 2 steals is good. Chris Paul, great numbers. Great numbers from him. 20 and 9. Let's go to the last game of the day. The Dallas Mavericks losing to the Blazers. Tim Hardaway Jr., it's a sell high because Dorian Finney-Smith is out. Once he comes back, he's not going to play 40 minutes, and he shot the ball really well as well. 25 points, good game, 5 assists, 7 threes. Maxi Kleber, only 1 block. You can drop him, I think. He had a hot stretch getting the defensive stats. Still played 35 minutes, so that's a reason to hold on to him. But the level of production at this point is not great. Porzingis had a rough game, 8 rebounds, but still got 8 rebounds and 2 blocks. Josh Richardson, the minutes is really high. I'll be okay holding on to him because the minutes is high. Right, play 30-35 minutes, he could give you a bunch of stuff. Luka, great, 39 minutes, almost a 40-point triple-double and great efficiency and a steal. But too bad they did not get the win. On the Portland side, CJ is back. Still only 20 minutes, no defensive stats, but hit 7 threes, 32 points in 28 minutes. Same thing with Damien Lillard. I think the return of CJ McCollum is helping Damien Lillard's offensive production. 31 points, 6 assists, nothing else. Just want to see those 2 guards getting a little bit more defensive stats. That would really help their value. Cantor, gotta sell him. Robert Covington, 3 steals, 7 rebounds, 3 threes, good enough. Yeah. And that's it for all our games. I will see you guys tomorrow.